What does James Madison need to do in order to win a national championship? Or more realistically, what does James Madison need to do in order to win a singular game in the college football playoff? Because their first matchup against Oregon is a very tall task, and really they got done no favors by having this be a night game in Austin.
Yeah, what James Madison needs to do is one, pray that it rains in this game, and two, just let it all hang out. You got nothing to lose in this game. I've looked back at Oregon's games that were closer at times, especially against teams that maybe aren't getting the recognition of being good teams like Iowa or Wisconsin. And the way that you need to play to have a chance against Oregon is you need to limit the run game. The run game for Oregon is what opens up Dante Moore in this past game. And games where the run game is not as good as we've seen in some other of their big games, like even against USC, this is going to lead to Oregon struggling a little bit. You're putting more pressure on Dante Moore. And yes, he can play at a high level, but it is going to be a much easier task for JMU to possibly upset the Ducks if they can limit that rushing attack. And then lean on their own rushing attack. Wayne Knight had a phenomenal season this year, 190 carries, 1,263 yards, and 9 touchdowns. And then Alonzo Barnett, their quarterback, who's thrown for 21 touchdowns and 2,500 yards. Also adds 500 yards on the ground himself and 14 rushing touchdowns. This offense does have the capability to pull off the upset. It's just going to come down to can the defense make one key stop and how ballsy is the offense and the head coach of JMU to just make the plays, take the risks that you need to take in a game like this that you're not expected to win to maybe pull off this upset. Is it going to happen? I don't know. The JMU fans are certainly going to enjoy themselves with how much fun they've been having on social media, but Oregon is, in all likelihood, going to win this game. But let's say JMU does pull off the upset, there's no chance that they beat Texas Tech, unfortunately. This Texas Tech front seven is probably the best front seven in college football. Arguably have the best player in college football too, in Jacob Rodriguez, who I think should have been in New York and probably should have won the Heisman as well. It would be him or Mendoza. But Baron Morton's also been playing at a high level on the offensive side. There's really no chance JMU can keep up with either side of the ball here. But you'll take the win you can get if they do manage to get to this point and having beaten Oregon on the road.
Yeah, I just don't see any way that James Madison's able to get past Texas Tech if they somehow beat Oregon. This would be a neutral site, which helps him out just a little bit, but I think this Texas Tech team is just too balanced and it would get out of hand pretty quickly. Now, looking at their semifinal matchups, I think looking at them is all we really need to do because none of these teams are going to lose to James Madison. It's not going to happen. I don't see James Madison beating Oregon, and I think that they would have match up horribly against any of these teams. Alabama, honestly, would probably be the best chance for JMU to win, just because I don't think Alabama would be able to slow down their offense that much, and they could maybe force this one into a shootout. But Oklahoma and Indiana have too good of defenses for this to happen.
Yeah, there's nothing more that needs to be said. Defense wins championships, and the teams that they would have to play in this case have better defenses. And I don't think there is any amount of magic JMU could pull off to somehow win this game and move on to the national championship. But we'll entertain the idea. Maybe they ride the hype and all this talk they've been doing somehow manages to get them to a national championship game. Once again, not going to happen. They would have to hope that half the teams get injured and that Tulane manages to make a run to the national championship as well, because that'd be the best chance they'd have of winning against any of the other teams in this playoff. Really, just no chance. You'll be along for the ride. You get to say you made an appearance in the college football playoffs, their first appearance in a college football playoff. Good for you. Maybe you can get an upset win against Oregon, but all likelihood, JMU is just going to be here for fun, one last game for their players, and then they'll be off to better things.
Yeah, just to be honest, JMU's not going to win a national championship, even if they got matched up against Tulane. I think Tulane probably is around at least a touchdown favorite over the Dukes. It's not to say they didn't have a good season, but they just haven't played nearly this level of competition, and I don't think are ready for it. So, thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video.